Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to install a mirror DVR on your Cupra Formentor 2021-2022. This is the mirror DVR which I purchased for my Formentor. This is the hardwire kit which I also purchased. It looks like this. It has two fuse splitters depending on the fuse size and two little fuses. And I believe for the Formentor we have the big fuses. Then it comes with this mini USB plug. You have to double check with your mirror what type of plug it has before you purchase this extra charger. In my case it's a mini USB, but some of the cameras have micro USB, so you have to be careful about that. So this is the transformer. It's for 12 volts and the output is 5 volts 2.5 amps. Now the backup camera is this one, and it has an extra red wire. The only case when you want to use this red wire if you want to have the backup camera to turn on when you back up. In my case, because I already have a backup camera, I'm not going to install this wire. I'm only going to use this jack for the backup camera. So this is the mirror. It comes already with the wire, but it's the one that you connect to your socket. And because I don't want to have it connected to a socket, I want it hardwired so that I don't see any wires at all. As a front view camera too, it records at all times while you're driving. So I'm going to show you what you have to do to install this. You have to know that it's very important to install this behind any airbags. I see this mistake all the time. I see people installing it like this. But this is wrong, because in case of an accident, this wire is basically going to block your airbag. So in this case, you'll have to remove this panel and have this wire installed behind the airbag. Of course, everything is going to be hidden. You're not going to see any more wires. And I'm also going to use this mirror as a back view. Instead of looking at the view in the mirror, I'm going to look at the view from the backup camera, which is going to be a lot wider. Again, this is the wire that comes with the camera. Is the power cord for the camera. Before you purchase your extra kit, you have to double check these plugs, make sure they're the same, mini USB or micro USB. So in my case, I'm not going to use this plug for the socket, and I'm going to use this hardwire system which I purchased separate. With this kit you have two options. You can connect this red wire directly to the battery power, so you have power on the camera at all times, so the camera will record even when the car is parked. Or you can connect it to your accessories and the power is going to turn on every time you start the vehicle. I'm getting my tools ready. I'm going to use some electrical tape. So the hardwire kit has to come here where my fuse box is. So I'm going to remove this panel first. If I want the camera to be powered all the time, I want to connect it to alarm horn, which is number 40. If I want to have it connected only when the engine is on, I'm going to connect it to the 12-volt socket, which is number 52. The worst case scenario, let's say, the reason why you don't want to have it connected directly to the battery is because this might going to drain the battery. If you're going to keep it per weeks and it's going to record a lot, it might going to drain your battery. And this is one of the reasons why you don't want to have it hardwired directly to the battery. If you don't want that to happen to you, then use fuse number 52, which is the 12-volt socket, and I'm pretty sure the 12-volt socket is not going to turn on until the accessories are going to be on. But first, I'm going to try number 40. This is the fuse box where I'm going to make my connection, and I made a video with the diagrams for this fuse box, and including the one from the engine bay, if you want to use different locations for your connection. If you pay attention, you're going to see those numbers on every fuse slot, so you're going to find the one that you want to use. I personally going to use an existing one, so I'm going to take the little fuse or the big fuse out. I'm going to install my splitter, and then I'm going to install both fuses. The one for the camera is 3 amps, so you have to use one that have at least 3 amps, and the smallest that you're going to find on this vehicle has 7.5, so any fuse will be good enough for your connection. Before I'll install anything, I would like to see what is the best location for the backup camera. So I'm going to temporarily reinstall my power socket. So I can test the backup camera. Accessories on. I have both wires connected. So this is the backup camera. So what I'm planning to do is to install this and keep this camera on at all times, so I can have a better view at the back of the vehicle while I'm driving. So I'm gonna check where is the best spot for the backup camera inside the vehicle. So the easiest way is to have it installed right here. But the best way is to have it installed right here. Here you're gonna get the best angle. The problem with this is you have to remove these panels. You have to run this wire through these gaskets. And you have to remove this insulation panel, roof panel. So it's a lot of extra work. If you want to do it the best way, to have it installed right here. The thing is that there's not much angle difference from here to here, because once you're going to shut this, the difference is going to be a couple of inches. So from here basically to here. And because the camera, it's a wide camera, you're still going to see a lot from here too. And I'm pretty sure that this wire is not going to fit through here, because I had this problem before. There's a bunch of wires in here, so you have to take this out, and then it might not gonna fit properly in there, so you might have to install it. But you could try if you want to. In my case, I'm gonna use this angle and see how it works. This is stupid. So this is the micro USB for the camera, and this is for my hardwire install. And as you can see, it's not angled, it's not 90 degrees. So when I'm going to install this, I cannot adjust the mirror because it's heating the plug. So I'm going to install it like this for now, but then I have to buy an adapter, 90-degree adapter, so that this will come on the side, sort of. If not, the worst case scenario, I'm just going to cut the wire and make a connection somewhere and change the plug with this one from the actual mirror. For the installation, we have to start with both wires until here. Once you get to this point, you're going to split the wires. The one that goes to the fuses down, and the one that goes to the backup camera through here. It would have been the easiest to have the one for the backup camera installed from the bottom, because you just simply tack it underneath. You don't have to remove any of the panels, but because the wire is not long enough, you have to do it from here. So one wire goes down here and the other one continues in the back. And because you have airbags everywhere, you don't want to mess up with these airbags. So you have to remove these panels and have the wire installed way behind those airbags underneath this roof insulation. First, let's remove this panel. So you have to pull this a bit. There's a couple of clips, 1, 2, 3, and you also be careful if you have the Beats audio sound, because you have to disconnect the wire. So I'm going to try to get under this, separate this too easily, and now I have to reach for the first clip with my little tool. Okay, right out. Okay, so this is basically what happens in case of an accident. The panel gets out and the airbag gets blown through this hole. So now I have to remove the panel completely, but I have to reach the first clip. It's really hard to film and do things at the same time. So I remove this panel. I'm gonna disconnect this speaker, which is right there. It has to have a tab or something. You have 2 clips at the bottom, and at the top there was this clip like this. So what I had to do to insert this and pull this up like that. So with this tool I pulled this up like this until I released the first clip, and then these 2 came right out. And now I'm going to install the wire right behind this. You see the airbag runs all the way in the back. So now you have to be careful when you install this wire. I'm going to connect the wire right against those existing wires. But then I also have to be careful along the way, because the airbag continues this way. So I don't want to block this. The speaker wire has this push pin. I also had to remove this side panel. It's pretty simple. Just pull it right out from here so that I can have access to drop my wires right into the fuse box location like this. So what I have to do is to secure those wires. Have the wire zap strap to the existing car wires. All the X6 also zap strap, and I'm gonna also secure it to the side of the span so it doesn't move. And now I'm gonna try my connection. So you have to install this per these manufacturer instructions. You have to have the kit fuse installed in the first slot, which is right in front of the wire, and the car fuse is going to be installed on the second slot. If you don't have any fuses, just keep it the same. I'll try first number 40 because I don't have any fuses on number 40, because apparently it's for the alarm horn. I'm gonna try that first. If that's not gonna work, I'm gonna use fuse number 52, which is for the 12-volt socket. 40 didn't work for me, so I'm gonna use 48, which is for USB charging. And is the last one that has 7.5 amps. So I want to use a simple fuse that is not going to cause any issues with the vehicle, and it's not going to require a master reset from the factory. That means that the camera is only going to start when the accessories are on. Now I'm just going to find the negative, any screw on the vehicle, and when I'm going to turn on the engine or the accessories, the camera should turn on. Make sure you got it all secured, tight on the side here. Nothing is moving, nothing is causing any noises from vibration of the vehicle. I'm gonna add an extra zap strap, all clean. And when you start the vehicle, the camera starts. All the wires are tucked in nicely. I left some extras here because I can always push more back, but I need that gap so that I can change this plug here. And I connected my negative right here at the back. Got the second zap strap. It's super tight right now, nothing moves. This is factory. Final setup. Gonna put the panels back on. Remember, there is an airbag here, so you don't have to interfere with this one either. It's right there. Now you see this airbag, it continues all the way to the back. So you have to install your wire, do not install it in the front. You have to have it installed at the back because the airbag is going to come down this way. Next I have to remove this panel. They all have clips, 2 clips here and 2 here. But I prefer to use my hand so I don't scratch the panels. I'm going to start from here. Here it is. I have to release these 2 bottom ones. Okay. I did the same on the other side. Now I'm going to drop it from the top. It's stuck under this. And that's it. So as you can see, there are 2 here and 2 here. And what I like about Volkswagen vehicles is that these clips are metal, so they never break. All the other car manufacturers, the Japanese car, usually have plastic clips. Every time you remove those, they have to replace them. And now you get the idea. I'm just gonna slowly drop the roof insulation so that I can get my wire behind the airbag all the way to the back. You want to have this wire in there because the airbag opens this way to protect her from the side of the vehicle and the shutter glass. So you want to have this in the back there, not in the front here, like that, as far as you can. I have one more panel I need to remove. Looks like it's one piece. from there all the way there. So I'm gonna pull it right out. So the airbag stops right here. I'm pretty sure I can able to run those wires at the back here. Now let's reinstall this panel in the reverse order. I'm going to start from the top like this. Checking the sides, they're centered. So open that door first. And then just pushing right in. Once you hear the 2 clicks, all safe. Make sure this rubber gasket's on top of the trim, all nice and tidy on both ends. Like here, for example, you have to pull the gasket on top. General note, there are 2 holes on the chassis, so you have to insert these 2 clips into these holes and then drop it in. Do not just hide it behind this insulated panel, because it's not gonna hold. You have to get it into the chassis and then press right in. It's all safe now, secure. For the front one, you have 2 clips and the sliding clip. 2 clips location, and this sliding clip is right here. Looks like they made it a lot easier than the Passat, where there was actually a screw going through this one. So it's up to you if you want to take this out, have it installed on the panel and press it right in, or try to slide that back on this truck right here. Connecting my wire first. It's easier this way. I managed to get the clip out. I'm gonna insert it right here. And I'm gonna push them all at the same time. Spot all the way in. Just checking the holes. You have to get this end in first. Pull in. Rubber gasket on top. Nice and clean. Make sure it all lines up perfectly. This is cardboard, so if you're gonna get some wrinkles, you can play with this material and it's gonna look good, because it also has some foam on it, so it's not gonna show any imperfections. As you can see, it's perfect. And all the gaskets are going to be on top of it, all the trims properly installed back in place. Now I have lots of extra wire which you have to hide, and I just said this one, you only want to use this wire if you want to have it connected to a backup camera. So whatever the backup light is on this vehicle, left or right, you'll have to make that connection with that wire. In my case, because I already have a backup camera, and you might have one too, you don't have to install this wire. Okay, so this is my view with a regular mirror, right? Now this is my view while I'm driving day and night with a backup camera. Oh, look at that. It's super wide. Can adjust it a bit low, and I think I'm okay with this angle. So if I adjust the angle a bit low, I'm not going to see the roof line anymore. I'm going to strap these wires. I'm going to have them tucked in behind this insulated panel, and I'm going to add some sort of absorbing material so that this and the vibration doesn't cause noise with the chassis. Pretty much that's it. A couple of screws into this cardboard, and this is how it's going to look like. Because I don't use the red wire, I cut it short. I also secured the plug with some electrical tape so it doesn't come loose in time. If you drop this down, you will see that there's plenty of space for your wires. Actually more wires, this one's in there, so you're safe. Camera installed, perfectly centered, with this bump in the chassis, right in the middle. Doesn't interfere with anything, you only see this wire, this plug. Let's see the angle now. From my side, with the tinted windows, you're not going to see anything. Okay, I'm going to drop it a bit more. Now this camera has an option. When it records, I'm going to stop the recording first. I'm going to go on settings. Cycling record in 3 minutes. And LCD power save. You turn it off. And this is going to stay on all the time. You change the camera, take photos. Front camera, back camera, both cameras, wide angle, going back to back camera. So this is my mirror now, basically. This is what I'm going to see in the back, and I'm going to show you how far you can see. This is a wall here, but I'm going to show you how far you can see in there. Without the camera, turn off like this, you can only see that, but with the camera I want to show you how far I'm going to see while I'm driving. I can see all the way here. Just gonna walk straight. Only have to get one of those cable management to hide these wires. I need a 90 degrees adapter so I can move the camera a bit up, but even the angle now, it doesn't bother me because it's facing me perfectly. I don't need to look into the mirror anymore like this. Just gonna use this. So if you guys can recommend me any other fuse that I can use so I can have a continuously 12 volts power without causing any issues to the vehicle, I would really appreciate that. I'm also going to show how good it works as a blind spot mirror. So, for example, I'm right here. This is what I see with my own eyes in this side mirror. This is what I see with the backup camera. A lot more. Again. Oh, what's wrong with this traffic? Okay, oh, he's serious. This is what I see on my left side mirror. This is my angle. There you go, and this is what I see with this. How wide it is. It's pretty awesome. Pretty happy with it. Yeah, it's really, really good. Day and night.